Hey guys, it's Keith again, and just had my third day of school. Today is Friday the 9th of September, and I was getting a little bit harder, I guess. No, difficulty isn't getting harder. I guess there's just more work now. Starting to live up to its reputation, even though I've only had 3 pieces of homework set this week, but I guess that's just because it is the first week. I've had biology homework, English homework and chemistry homework. I do biology and chemistry at higher level, so just in case you want to know, and English at standard level. For biology, we had to, in the lesson, we had to make notes on the importance of water, talking about the structure of the molecule itself and how it gives rise to properties such as cohesion, giving rise to water tension and thermal properties of how good it is at taking in heat when it evaporates, and how that's applied, and how it's a very good solvent. So we made notes of that in class from the textbook, which is pretty good. I can show you that now. It's big, but not as big as the chemistry book. So sorry, I don't know where that is actually, so I'll probably get that to you later. Yeah, I think I left it at school, but I'm not too sure. I really should have brought it home, but yeah, it's pretty big. It's probably around 3/4 size, maybe 5/6. I don't know, something like that. It's just a little bit smaller than that. Chemistry book. Well, the biology homework, I'll show you the notes that I made for it. So these are the notes. The importance of water. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, very untidy handwriting. It's pretty bad, but my neater handwriting for essays and stuff isn't much better. So yeah, I guess teachers have a very hard time reading my writing. So that's probably why they tend to give me, lowish marks, presentation. It's not very well planned out. Don't know if you see this. It, and this back page. Yeah. And the homework was to write an essay on it, so started doing that. Wrote the first paragraph. Show you that. Here it is, first paragraph of the A4. Just started, haven't really finished the first paragraph yet, but a little box here for maybe a diagram water molecule and stuff like that, and show the distribution of electrons in the molecule itself. Also, I've got some English homework. Our text that we're studying at the moment is called Seize the Day by Saul Bellow. He's an American writer, but I think he was born in Canada. Yeah, it's a good book. I have it actually here. This is it. It's a very good book if you want to read it. I was actually surprised. I thought it would be a bit boring, but it's very interesting. You get into it very quickly, and yeah, it's a very good book. I generally don't like English books that they're set for reading this, but this is one I quite enjoyed. So I guess you could get like a synopsis off Wikipedia or something on a plot line. I recommend just watching the book. I believe there is a film made 1986 with Robin Williams. Haven't been able to get a hold of that film, but I really want to watch that, so just to see how it looks like in film form. Yeah, it's quite a small book, very quite small. I think it's only 100 and something pages in this edition. 116, 117, 118 pages. So definitely worth a read. Yeah, just highly recommend that book. Okay, and the homework was the book just dropped down from this little cabinet thing. Our English teacher put an electronic copy of the parts of the first chapter on this sheet of paper, and we have to annotate that, and there are some questions on the back of the sheet as well. This is the I've started doing it in just for school this morning. It's in for all these homeworks are in for Monday, which is in 3 days times. 3 days time. Yeah, I've made a start on it. Highlighters, you know, always gotta have those in annotations. It's pretty hectic. It's quite actually. I find it's, well, so far in the chapter, it's quite easy to analyse. You know, you get some very good points out of it if you just think a little and just, you know, write what English teachers want to hear. So it's very easy, I think, to get marks in this essay. Well, in any essay that we have to do on this book. So yeah, that's, you know, pages of the first chapter, and the questions on the back are like this. We have to fill those up. The question here says, use of language rhetorical devices. Any observations you would like to make regarding the author's style or his use of language, use of imagery, for example. So fairly straightforward sort of questions, stuff that you could GCSE level. And yeah, so I've only had 3 homeworks, it's quite good. I've got a whole weekend to do it, so not really pushed for time. Another interesting thing is I had my first theory of knowledge lesson today, and it was very good. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It was interesting. Yeah, it was kind of vague to start off with, just to describe what the really theory of knowledge sort of course is, but didn't really get much from that. It's just a bit vague. Yeah, just talking about knowledge. The teacher didn't really elaborate that much, but we did get an A2 piece of paper, and A2 is pretty big, to write down our sort of thoughts on knowledge and maybe categorise it. We did like a spider diagram from knowledge in the middle and sort of branching out into different areas like philosophy and intuition, side of knowledge, history, how we get history based on knowledge, and other stuff like how do you learn, like from empiricism, like your 5 senses, yeah, and stuff like that. We just branched out and tried to figure out ideas and had a discussion really, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Actually, next week I think we're having a hypnotist come to our school for theory of knowledge for us. So that's going to be quite interesting. I don't see how it's got to do with the theory of knowledge course, but if I had to guess, it will probably be because maybe something about the way we perceive the world and how do we know what is there, and you know, stuff like that. So yeah, that should be fun. Apparently the year above me who did were in my position last year said they saw the hypnotist made them see elephants in their heads or something. I don't know, so should be pretty good. I'm definitely volunteering for that straight away. I want to see what it's like. I've never been hypnotised, and should be a good experience. Yeah, so another lesson I had today was economics. It was my first lesson I've had ever, and you know, and this term. It was a double lesson, so we had each lesson is 40 minutes long, so this is an hour, I don't know how many hours, an hour 20. The first lesson was really going, we did like a practical activity. The teacher made us, said that we were stranded on an Arctic island and we had to survive, so we had to make fishes out of pieces of paper, little fishes like, I don't know, with a little tail. So and we also had to make a little poncho like this big, so it wasn't really poncho, but like in the design of a poncho, so it flapped out. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And igloos for shelter. And we only had a few resources, such as we only had like 1 pair of scissors and a couple of pencils, a couple of rulers, and you know, stuff like that. We had very limited resources, and we had 15 minutes to make one for everyone in our class, one of each, and there were 6 in our class, so unfortunately we didn't do it in time, but we were very close. We needed like 3 more minutes and we would have done it. But that wasn't really the point of the lesson. If we could do it in time, it was to learn that there is a scarcity of finite resources. I don't know if you do economics, but I'll just describe a little bit what the main thing that we learn is. Yeah, the scarcity of finite resources such as it could be time, for example, which we had very limited time because we only had 15 minutes, and equipment like the scissors and the rulers and the pencils and stuff like that, and people in itself actually is quite a limited resource because we only had 6 people doing it, so it was kind of hard. And yeah, and scarcity of finite resources, this is what he said was the moral of the lesson. The scarcity of finite resources need to be allocated for unlimited wants. I guess that's the main sort of phrase in economics. So if you're doing economics, I better write that down somewhere and commit to memory or something like that. So yeah, so the second part of that lesson was actually quite interesting. It wasn't really to do with any economics at all, but our teacher went through very different study styles, and just how to study and stuff like that. It had nothing to do with economics, just for IB, I guess. It's kind of weird because he has no reason to do that. He's not my form teacher or anything, but he just did it, I guess, because he got bored. Because I don't know. But there was one thing that I really wanted to try out that he suggested, which is actually the Cornell, Cornell method of taking notes. It's a way that you split up an A4 piece of paper for making notes. Apparently quite a lot of Ivy League colleges in America, like Harvard and Yale, use that, and I'm definitely going to try that. It looks very interesting. You effectively put in your A4 page, you section off a little bit of the bottom to make a summary of your class, and on the margin just make a slightly bigger margin, and you write any definitions or questions down the side of that, or questions that you want to ask next lesson or that you're unsure about, and in the main body of it you just write your notes. So that's quite an interesting way of doing it. I guess it's quite a good way of organising your notes, and you're meant to do the summary after the lesson, so you can sort of assimilate all the ideas that you generated in that lesson. So definitely trying that out. And yeah, so that's really it for studies in my first week of IB. Please like the video if you liked it, somewhere there. I don't really care, just like it or thumbs up it. Well, yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down if you want to. I really don't mind. It's a rating, and if you did thumbs down, could you leave a comment below saying why? Maybe you want to ask any questions there as well, or suggest any ideas for future videos. And if you want to see more of these videos and see sort of my experiences through IB, please subscribe up there, somewhere there. Don't know, just do it, please. Yeah, so I don't know what my next video would be. Maybe going through me doing some homework in sort of double time. I know I could speed it up, doing one piece of homework maybe, and maybe or I don't know, a live commentary of me doing a piece of homework, preferably a short piece of homework, I guess. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing next video. And maybe I don't know, I keep putting this off, but maybe a video around school if people want to. Just please like this video and comment that you want to see a video of my school and maybe some bits of school life. I don't know. Please comment and like, and I'll get the message, and I'll try and do those one of those videos. So yeah, goodbye.